Hello, welcome to today's Instagram Live. And today we're going to talk about an interesting topic called Secure IVF. And this is a program where we look for a healthy baby and a healthy pregnancy, and we have some guarantees around that. So today I'm going to invite Salome from UR Vistahermosa to join us on this Instagram Live and to tell us a bit more about what secure IVF is. So let me see if I can find Vistahermosa to join us. And so we'll have lots of questions about all of these programs. What is exactly secure IVF? Who is eligible? What are the main advantages? We have so many questions, but how can we guarantee that the baby is healthy in the process of IVF? And if you haven't booked yet, there's an amazing event coming up this weekend called the Fertility Show. The Fertility Show is an event happening in London between the 7th and the 8th of May. And you will find lots of resources for your fertility journey, lots of talks, lots of clinics, lots of products. And we also happen to have a stand there. So if you're going to be in London, definitely the Fertility Show is the place to be this weekend. And I can see Salome is here, so I'm going to invite her to join us. And both Enhanced Fertility and UR Vistahermosa are going to be there as well this weekend. So if you don't have tickets yet, definitely get them. Hi Salome.
Hi,
how are you? I'm okay. How are you?
How are you doing? Fine, I'm fine. Just arrived from holidays, so here I am again. So good, happy.
Amazing. And thank you so much for taking the time to talking a bit about secure IVF today, because I think we get lots of questions from people asking how can we make sure that our baby is healthy. So I think it's a great idea to do this video, and at least lots of people will be able to find the answers to those questions as well.
Thank you. Thanks so much. It's a pleasure for me to be here.
So tell us a bit about what is the secure program?
Well, the secure program or secure programs, it's a range of treatments and fertility techniques that we use to help the patient not just to achieve a pregnancy, which is the aim of fertility clinics, but also to give more chances to have a healthy baby. Okay. Nowadays, clinics have very good success rates. Success rate are pretty standardized. So we want to give them something more. So, and is that healthy baby? That would be the secure program.
And I guess that matters a lot, because we also see moms wanting to have babies later in life, and the older we get, the more chances of chromosomic problems our eggs and sperm has. So I guess it's even more important these days.
Yeah, exactly. You are right. There are women that they decide to have a baby in their late 30s or in their 40s, or women that they are afraid of being pregnant and having any problem, or women with implantation failures and they don't know why, and most of the time it's related with a chromosomal problem of the embryo. So what we do is we analyze these embryos before transferring them. So we have more information of the embryo, so we have more chances of being pregnant and more chances of having a healthy embryo and being successful, of course.
And so who is eligible for these programs? Can anyone choose to go under these safe or secure IVF programs?
Well, these secure programs are available for everyone. Okay, you can come to our clinics and you can say, I want to have more chances, or I want to design a treatment to have a healthy baby. But normally, what we do is we try to do some tests, some genetic tests, okay? Also, some immune tests, if necessary. And we also take into consideration the medical history of the mother and the father if there is a couple, okay? Or in case there's two moms, the two moms, okay? So what we normally do is we analyze what have they done till they come to us. We do some genetic tests, and once we have this information, we decide how to proceed. Okay, normally these secure programs combine an IVF with the own eggs or donor eggs and a genetic technique. Okay, and then both of them combined give us more information of the embryo.
So that part in the beginning where we're doing the immunological tests, the clinical history, and the genetic test, it's a genetic test on the parents, on the intended parents.
Yes, we do the genetic test normally on the intended parents. Why? Because if they are using their own eggs, they are the one transmitting any illness, or sometimes they are perfectly fine, but they are over 40 and they want to know if the sperm is altered and use this program, or maybe if they are using donor eggs, we will do all the tests on the donor. And then once we have the donor's screen, we will do the PGTA, which is normally done on the embryo. Okay, we have several variables, and depending on what the patients need, we create a personalized program to ensure a healthy baby.
That's really interesting, because I think the idea people have is that if we have a genetic problem, it will be visible, but it's not always visible, and we may carry a gene but not have it expressed. But if our partner has the same gene also not expressed, then our baby will have something and we don't know, isn't it?
Exactly. We screen our patients, all of them, and also our donors when we use them for the most common recessive illness, because sometimes, as you say, you can be a carrier, but you don't know that you are transmitting the illness. And maybe your partner can be also a carrier, and then you have a baby with the illness. So this nowadays can be avoided. So we are in a second phase now. So we don't have to look just to be pregnant. Once we are pregnant, we need to look for a healthy baby, and then that can be done before transferring the embryo, which is a big advantage. So what you say is completely true.
Because I guess that's when people get pregnant naturally, they would only be able to do an amniocentesis when they're later in the pregnancy to test for this kind of problems, and now they have the chance of testing, even before they are pregnant.
Exactly. We can do this genetic testing on this embryo. We can transfer an euploid embryo that we call that's an embryo that it's healthy and has no abnormalities. And then also after this, around week 10, 11, 12, we recommend doing a non-invasive prenatal test. Okay, so what we do is we just take a blood test, which is very easy, and they have information about the embryo. That's the confirmation that what we have transferred is perfectly fine, and that the baby in a very high percentage, almost 100%, will be a healthy baby. We can never ensure 100% in anything. Yes. This is medicine, but you can ensure chances over 90%. Wow. Okay, which is very important nowadays.
And I think you've touched already on some of the advantages of this program, but what would you say would be the biggest advantages of going with this program of secure safety around the health of the future baby?
That I think the main advantage is that it has in different phases of the program, of the treatment, it has an advantage. The first one is when you decide to do this program. The second one is meanwhile you are doing the program, you are mentally relaxed, you are tranquil to know that what you are doing is not, it won't end in a baby with problems that can be that can have problems during their life. Then at the end is once you know that you have a baby and that you will take care of that baby without any problem because this baby is healthy.
Yeah, and I think another important aspect that you've mentioned as well has been the fact that we're testing all the embryos. Of course, if we have lots of embryos, we'll be able to get pregnant sooner because we are
Exactly.
identifying the healthy ones.
Exactly. Normally in an IVF cycle, maybe at the end on day 5, that is when we transfer now, we normally don't do day 3 transfers. You have maybe 3, 4, 5 blastocysts and you don't know what to transfer. So maybe you need to transfer one and then the other one, then the other one, and then in the 4th or in the 3rd or maybe in the 1st, you are pregnant. With this, what we do is we screen the embryos. We have in 12 hours, because we do ourselves, we do in-house. In 12 hours, we have the result, so we know what are we transferring. The best one, the euploid embryo will be the one that we will transfer. So we don't need to do 1, 2 or 3 or 4 transfers to have a baby. We will transfer 1 or maybe 2, and the patient or the couple will have their baby at home.
Wow. So it sounds like a very easy and fast process as well, because I know sometimes people have to wait a long time for this genetic results. So it's good that you can do it in the house as well.
Yeah, listen, what we have experienced during this year is that this process emotionally is very hard. So it takes time for the patient to take the decision. First of all, to have the investigation, to find someone who can help them with the investigations. Okay. So the way, it's long anyway. So the shorter you can do it to help the moms, to help the parents to have that healthy baby, the better. And nowadays, genetics and fertility treatments permit us to be much more efficient in less time. So this is something good.
And how can patients start the process? Is it after an initial consultation, or how can they apply to get this process started?
Normally, ideally, patients can call us as they want. Nowadays, you know that there are lots of platforms to contact clinics. Ideally, we would love that when they contact us, they have a minimum tests, okay? Because that will speed the treatment that they can have in their own country. They can do a video consultation with one of our doctors. Okay, normally it's with a gynecologist, and then maybe they have a consultation with the genetics doctor, or maybe with the immunology doctor or andrologist. It depends on what they need. Then we will send them a prognosis. We will send them a report with the test that they need, and we will send them how to proceed. And at the end, they can come into Alicante or into any of our clinics in Spain to do the treatment. So it's very easy.
Very easy.
It's very easy. We have been doing this for many years and trying, and we have tried to make it as much efficient as possible for the patients, because we wanted that it worked. We didn't want to offer something that it takes more difficulties to the patient than the ones that they already have.
Exactly. And it does sound like an easy process. And Salome, I know that you will be at the fertility show this weekend, the clinic.
We will be there. Yes, we will be there. We will be there, one of our doctors and 2 of our coordinators, all of them speaking English. So.
Wow, and I know that there's also a link to book free consultations. Do you still have any availability for this?
Saturday it's complete.
Okay.
Sunday we have some appointments left. So that's not no problem. Anyway, if they are interested, they can get into the link, or they can get into the website and ask for an appointment. And if not, they don't mind to do it, to do an online consultation for free after the show, or we don't have problems with that. We want us to help the patients. And if not, they can go, the stand number is C24. So they can approach the stand and tell them, listen, I tried to find an appointment, it was complete, because I think that it will be probably busy, and I want to have an appointment next week, and we will help them with that. That's no problem. It's something that we already talked to the doctors, and they are mentalized, and they are available for the following weeks.
And that is something that I often find when patients go abroad for treatment. All this side of being close to patients is so much better than places here in the UK. So I think that's a great service as well. And I know that the fertility show is also happening hybrid, so it's also online. So for patients who want to connect with you but are not in London, they can also do that.
Yeah, they can also do that. Yeah, that's something that we were talking this morning, because we have been in the fertility show for, I don't know, 10, 12 years. And this year, after this COVID, people they are used to do Zoom or Skype or whatever video consultations. So some years ago, if they lived in maybe, I don't know, 200 miles away, they came. But now they say, listen, can I do it online? Some people, they want to go and see and touch and feel.
Yeah.
And others, they say, if I have tried this and this works for me, why I'm not having a video consultation? So I think this has been an advantage, because you can do both. Both of them are perfectly fine. And then once you have taken the decision, you can see what to do.
Yeah.
It's good. I like the platform.
Salome, thank you so much for clarifying your questions. I will leave the video recorded here. I'll share on YouTube as well, and I'll share the link so that people can book those consultations and find you at the fertility show.
Thanks so much to you, and thank you, Andrea. It has been a pleasure. You know that you are very busy, and we thank you a lot your time. Okay.
Thank you, Salome.
Take care. Bye. 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 Bye.